We're going to, let's get now to our guest, though, that we've been talking about all morning, of course. Online ticket platform, StubHub, pricing and IPO, $23.50 a share, midpoint of the expected range. Company's value around $8.5 billion. The shares will trade today on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol STUB. It's a good ticker symbol. There you go. StubHub founder and CEO Eric Baker joins us. Congrats to you.
Thank you, David.
And welcome here. What are you using the money for? Is it a cleaning up of the balance sheet that is sort of foremost here in terms of a deleveraging exercise from, what was it, the $4 billion you spent when you bought back the company you founded from eBay a number of years ago?
No, that's right, David. It's really, for us, a deleveraging event. So we borrowed money when we bought StubHub, as you said, a few years back. And so this will help us clean up the balance sheet, which we're excited about.
Yeah. And what else does it help you do then, and therefore, in cleaning up the balance sheet?
Well, I think, first off, when you have a strong balance sheet, you can take resources and put them towards the business rather than paying the banks. I also think that now being a public company, it'll even help us further with partnerships, consumer awareness, and attracting talent. So we're excited to have done it.
The ticket industry has gotten some attention of late, not from the president, including others. There was an executive order. All-in pricing is now sort of the thing. And I'm curious as to how you and your customer base has adapted to that, because suddenly everybody's seeing the actual price, and perhaps they're pulling back and saying, wait a second, I can't afford that, when previously they already clicked a button and it was only later they learned, oh, wait a second, I'm paying even more. Has it resulted in a diminution in customer appetite?
Well, I think the first thing, David, is that we, StubHub, had very publicly lobbied for years to get to all-in pricing. And the reason that is that it's just a better customer experience in the long haul. So as you say, in the short term, sometimes it causes some people to drop out and not convert. But over the long haul, it's a much cleaner experience. And the great thing about having one uniform rule is that all competitors and everyone has to do it, because you can't give that experience unilaterally.
Right. But does it result then in this year being a down revenue year versus last year?
Yeah, for the first 12 months, we've seen this in states like New York that have done it. You have a drop off, and it hits about 10%.
And then what's your expectation?
Oh, then it's just back to normal. You're growing off the base because you've now normalized it. So it's just a one-time hit to conversion, resets the market, and then onward and upward you go.
I think it's important. Or congratulations again. There was a transcript of a talk you gave in January. I don't want to hammer this too much, but I think the consumer is extraordinary. You said it turns out the only thing consumers like less than hidden fees are transparent fees. Now, all our lives we think, wait a second, we wish it was transparent. So that is a bit of a conundrum that I hope you can explain.
Yeah, no, I think that's right, Jim. That's what, as I was saying to David, when we lobbied for uniform law, StubHub years ago had thought about, well, we'll offer up transparent all-in pricing. But if you're the only person in the market doing it, for the reasons I said, you end up with a problem. So now that everyone's doing it, everyone's happier and you have a level playing field. So that's the idea.
Is there any way you can be the advocate of the customer in a world where another competitor owns two sides of a market? And we're a little concerned about that.
Oh, I think, again, we really, coming from what we do at StubHub, we don't have exclusive inventory. We've had to sort of work in a marketplace where every day we have to compete based on giving the best product, the best service, and customers have to like it. I think that to what you said, Jim, there's really an opportunity here to make this entire experience of buying tickets a lot easier from the get-go, because it's oftentimes not that pleasant for people.
In terms of using AI in your business and therefore enhancing the customer experience, where are you on that sort of journey, so to speak? Can we expect new tools for some of your users coming at some point? Yeah, we're very excited about that, David. We have tremendous data that we own going back 20 years, and that helps us understand what customers may want. And it lets us present to you in a way and anticipate, oh, well, if you're a Yankees fan, maybe you want to go to a Knicks game. If you like this concert, maybe you want to go to that. And then agentically to make it easier and easier to use the product so that it's very, very simple. When is that going to come to the fore?
I think you'll start seeing a lot of that the first half of next year.
You do? And you expect it to actually increase your growth rate?
Well, I think the great thing about AI, and I don't want to misattribute, but I think it was Alex Karp at Palantir said something to the effect of, it's phenomenal because you have a technology that allows you to provide a better experience while increasing revenue and cutting costs.
Well, it does work. It's an ontological approach, and I always salute Alex. He's a great friend of the show. That's untrue. But I do want to talk about your brand is good, and your brand is regarded as being clean, clear, easy to use. What other marketplaces could StubHub be in?
Oh, I think thanks. First of all, thanks for the compliment. Appreciate that. We work very hard to make that possible. Thank you. I think the first thing we look at is that we want to be the destination for all live events and experiences. So consumers, they really just think of a ticket. It's not a primary ticket. It's a secondary ticket. It's just a ticket. And so for that reason, we think over time, people are just going to come to StubHub to buy any ticket. And we've already seen rights owners, people like the Yankees and Major League Baseball, who are taking those original tickets and making them available because fans trust the brand, fans are coming to us, and it's a great natural extension.
Well, and I do want to point out, I went to Wembley to see an Eagles game. You were the de facto. I mean, we go to the stadium, we get the ticket, it's working, we come back, maybe we have a hot dog, we go a beer over there, and they just think you are the ticket company. Great global reach.
No, thank you. It is really great because we have a global heritage from Viagogo, and so we're able to connect people all over the world. And that's exactly what people want. They want the ticket in their language, their currency, one-stop shopping. It's what we provide, and it's just a great thing to see.
I mentioned a bit about your journey, so to speak, in terms of the founding, leaving, the sale to eBay, you going obviously to Europe and launching a new service there. What did you learn in your many years over there in terms of that you can apply here, or that you are applying generally speaking, now that you obviously not just control this global brand, but also have a public company at your that you're running?
Yeah, I think a few things. One, obviously, to go through that number of years, you have to be resilient, but you always have to be focusing on providing the best experience for the customer, and through thick and thin, and there are going to be ups and downs. I think to your question, David, about the global nature of it, and appreciate what Jim said, is that really everyone loves live events. You can live anywhere in the world. You can live in the Middle East, in Asia, in Europe. I am pretty certain that even when we get to Mars, people are going to go live events on Mars. And the fundamentals are the same as Jim said. You want to make sure you can get something easy and convenient, go in, get a hot dog, know where to go. And so creating one tech platform that we have to service all of it has been a real benefit.
Can you get me tickets to Bruno Mars at the Palo Alto Network Conference? That's the Mars I know. Now, I do want to get a sense. People are fascinated right now about the actual process of setting prices. How much were you involved with the price that we're about to get when we open?
Setting prices, meaning for the stock, as you say. Hey, as you know, Jim, you go through a process with the market. The market sets the price. We're very happy about a lot of the great investors that have come on board. And again, look, our focus is over the long haul. Build value.
Finally, Live Nation, obviously, I mean, they have a lot of control to a certain extent. Do they represent a real competitor to you at some point as they sort of potentially split and not just have primary but secondary as well?
Well, Live Nation's been in, Ticketmaster's been competing in secondary for a long, long time. So they've been around doing that since 2002. So that's nothing new, and we've seen how that's played out. I think we think more broadly in terms of what I consider this primary market. We like to consider what we call direct issuance, which is, again, consumers don't care about primary, secondary. What consumers are going to hold people accountable to is, can you provide a great experience for them? Do you have an open network so they can get it where they want? And are you really great with your product and technology? We feel extremely good about the position that we are in to create a better experience for people.
Well, Eric, we wish you luck today. We'll keep an eye on how the share is open. Congrats.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.